Hello and thank you for joining me for another video. In this video I'm gonna be recreating Lucille Ball's hairstyle from the picture you saw in the beginning of the video. I'm starting out by sectioning the front of my hair into 3 sections. This parting is basically kind of drawing a line from ear to ear and using the arches of your eyebrows as a reference to where to part the hair. So I'm gonna be starting with the section that is gonna be more visible. As you can see in the original photo, it's the victory roll that is gonna be actually exposed. On the other side there's gonna be another victory roll, but it's kind of covered by other rolls of hair. So my technique with victory rolls might look a bit odd to you if you haven't seen this before. In my technique I start out by backcombing, then I kind of style the roots and the start of the victory roll, the shape itself. I like to do it this way so I can control the actual proportion and how flattering it is, how big I want it to be, stuff like that. And just then, when I'm happy with this part, I start rolling the victory roll itself, starting from the mid-length of the hair. Then, once I'm happy with that as well, I use a clip before I actually do the setting and perfecting of the victory roll. Using the clip helped me free up my hands so I can do all the perfecting I want to do and the setting and using hairspray without being stressed about holding the victory roll in my hands the whole time. And just then, after I'm happy with it, I start using bobby pins or U-shaped pins. I also work the hairspray in layers, not in one go. I keep adding hairspray and using my comb and the tail of the comb to perfect the victory roll and add more hairspray as I go along. Next I'm gonna do the other side's victory roll. This one doesn't need to be perfect in any way, it's gonna be kind of covered, so mainly I'm gonna be looking for kind of making it symmetrical in terms of the proportion of how far it comes out of my head to kind of have it be similar to the other side, but the roll itself doesn't need to be that perfect because again it's gonna be covered by other rolls. I suggest starting from the one that is actually important and then doing the other one. As the hairspray dries on one victory roll, I'm going back to the other one and adding the bobby pins and the U-shaped pins and vice versa. Don't forget to take out the clip when the victory roll styling is done. I'm only using U-shaped pins and inserting them in strategic places where they will help the victory roll hold but won't be visible. In the victory roll that is not gonna be so visible, I'm also okay with adding flat bobby pins that usually are kind of too visible for normal victory rolls, but in this case you can use one to add some strength to your structure. We haven't reached the front center section yet, I'm just putting it aside so it doesn't bother me when I'm working on the back section. Sorry, this is off camera, I'm just brushing up my hair, bringing all of my hair upwards. By the way, I didn't mention, as you can see my hair wasn't curled especially for this video, but I did have kind of an old set in. What I mean by that is that I set my hair in rollers 3 days prior. I didn't roll them back in or anything, but the hair does have some memory of being rolled, so it did go with me for all the rolls I'm creating. But on the other hand, it was kind of hard to brush up and was kind of messy just because it already had a lot of product in and already had old rolls in. So just so you know, this is a really good hairstyle to go with when you're a few days into your set. So what I did at the back is just brush the hair up. I did a little twist just to control the hair, and then I locked it with lots of like strong flat bobby pins. I'm now starting to grab sections and roll them. I'm trying to create a roll that is kind of similar to the figure 6. This is like what you should be aiming towards, and I'm trying to make them in all different directions. I don't want all of the hair to be in like 6 figures to the same direction, so I'm trying to mix it up a bit. Each of these rolls is secured into place using U-shaped pins. Make sure to brush each section so the roll is smooth. The position of each roll is strategical because I want to fill in the whole area, and I want all the rolls to be spread out throughout this area that you're now seeing that I'm filling in with rolls. So it does take some planning, even if it seems very random. As you probably noticed by now, I'm using 2 fingers to roll the rolls, so I'm just taking a section and starting to roll it from the mid-length of the hair around my 2 fingers, and then kind of pulling it out and flattening it on my hair. The last section I have left from this whole back section, I'm gonna leave aside just to make sure I have one last roll to fill the blank area that I'm just sure I'm gonna have at the end of the styling of the front section. I'm now gonna start working on the barrel roll that you see in the Lucille Ball original hairstyle. Apologies for my very heavy accent. So I'm trying to roll it in a way that won't overshadow the victory roll on the other side and won't squash it too much. And also I'm trying to make the front of this roll kind of reach the hairline and touch the forehead. As you can see, I left in this video a lot of the repetition of rolling something over and over until I reach the result I'm trying to reach. That's something that is perfectly normal, and that's actually a good thing, that you won't settle on the first roll and how it comes out. If it's not the way you'd like it to be, just roll it until you're happy with it. It's really part of the process, so be patient and don't give up. The reason I'm struggling and insisting with this roll is because I want it to be more of a spiral. The first time I rolled it, it was just an empty kind of barrel or tube that you could see through it. You can't really see it in the camera because of the angle, but from some angles you could see the back of the room through this roll. So because I didn't want it to be just empty, I am trying to make it more of a spiral so it becomes smaller and smaller as it goes in. Next, I'm grabbing another section from the front. After rolling it as the other rolls in the figure 6, I'm now kind of pulling it to help spread it a bit and make it more flat. If the ends of your hair are being kind of stubborn, don't worry about it, just use hairspray and then flatten them by using the tail of the comb or just using a clip to hold it in place as it dries. I try to use U-shaped pins in areas that won't be visible, and I kind of count more on the hairspray to help make it hold, rather than using too many bobby pins and U-shaped pins that will be visible. I want to create 2 more rolls with what's left of the front section, so I'm just dividing it into 2 sections and putting away the section that will be used for the top roll. So I'm starting with the one that will be on the bottom, and I'm rolling it in the same technique. It's important to play around with the directions of rolling your roll and see what works better and what looks better. Alonso was playing around in the background with our new camera lens and was just taking pictures of the dogs and showing me, if you're wondering what's going on. Because of the different directions of the rolls, this by mistake became like an infinity shaped roll, but I think it looks really nice. So I will be trying to recreate something like this in the future. Okay, we finally reached the last roll. As you can see, there's like kind of a empty spot in the middle. So I'm just filling it up with a big roll that really pulls everything together. So this is the point when all you have left is to do some finishing touches by smoothing out all of the rolls, making sure everything is in place, kind of pulling away from the mirror, seeing everything is in proportion and how you like it and that it's flattering in the overall shape. And you can make some changes now that all the rolls are just rolled. Also, this is the time to make sure everything is secured and add lots of bobby pins and hairspray to make sure nothing moves as you go about your day. So I'm finally happy with it. The last touches I'm gonna add is first using a hairnet. This is not a must definitely, but it does help a lot. It helps with flyaways and it helps secure everything in place, making sure it's really long lasting. The next thing I'm gonna add are some hair flowers. These are just hair flowers I cut from like a fake flower bouquet, and I'm using flat and very strong bobby pins to hold it in place. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this tribute to Lucille Ball's hairstyle. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if you have any questions, and of course subscribe, like, whatever you can do. I will really appreciate it. See you on my next video. Kisses!